My morning starts no different than any other morning, actually. I roll over, send a thanks to the man upstairs for waking me up, and I hop out of bed. Didn't turn my swag on though, but I did go handle some business. Next thing, gotta keep the pearly whites, white. Head downstairs, make me a latte, a maple brown sugar to be exact. Then I gotta go upstairs and find a fit, cause you can catch flies with honey, but you can catch way more honeys being fly. Head to my office and I think, what can I do to save the world today? Then I realize, let's keep it a little bit easier. How can I just save the film community instead? As I'm searching, I get a phone call from a mysterious person. Not sure who this could be. I answer the phone. He says, "Hey man, I got some cameras." I'm like, "Nah, I'm okay." Then, on second chance, I'm on my way. All right, bet. So I found a bundle of film cameras. Quite a few, actually. Let's talk about it. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's gonna be a little different than most. We're gonna call this like a story time. This is gonna be a story. I'm gonna tell you guys about how I came across bundles of film cameras and how I really just wanted to give them back to the community, because the barrier to entry for film recently has kind of been in the dumps. So maybe 3 weeks ago, I was chilling, I was hanging around the house, I was getting ready to head out and take some photos. A buddy of mine hit me up from the camera store and said, "Hey Gio, I got a couple F1s, do you want one?" I was like, "No thank you, I'll pass." Lo and behold, 20 minutes later, I get on social media, I see this camera store on social media, and they're posting film camera bundles. I'm assuming they're cameras that have been donated to this camera store from colleges, their film departments, maybe the high schools, anybody that runs like dark rooms in the community space, because there were tons of film cameras. I'm talking maybe 100 plus easily. So I see that they have these Canon F1s. I have a Canon F1, but the intrigue in me was like, I love this camera. And then my first thought was, what harm could happen if I go just check these cameras out and see what happens? So I drive across town, pretty far across town, and I walk in and they have Nikon bodies, Nikon FGs, Canon F1s, Canon A1s, AE1s, Olympus OM1s, the Pentax K1000s. I mean, almost Canon, was it T80s? Almost any film camera you could think about, there was a bundle. And when I say a bundle, I'm talking a box of like 5, like this. There was a box of 5, maybe 6 cameras per bundle, and they were selling them as is, which means the camera store had no idea if they work, if they need light seals, if they need batteries, if they don't fire shutters, they don't know. They didn't happen to go check. That's fine with me. If you look at the price, I think it was 5 Canon AE1 programs for like 60 bucks. Even if one of them worked, you're automatically a win on top. And then I got the bright idea. I said, I've noticed that Canon F1s are on eBay for 250 bucks, 300 bucks. And I was like, what if I purchased these bundles and I sold them much lower than the market value, like maybe 30 bucks, right? Instead of paying for a camera that's 250 bucks, someone can buy a camera body for $30 and be able to get into film photography at a much lower cost, right? It always plagues me that the barrier to entry has become so sky high for the film market because just markups. Everybody finds an old camera. Be honest, you go on eBay right now and anybody finds an old camera and they want to charge the top tier dollar for it. They don't know if it's work, it's not tested. My thought was, I buy these cameras, maybe they work, maybe they don't. Somebody spends 30 bucks on it. If it works, they win. That's an absolute win. If it doesn't work, you're out $30. It's not on me. People spend more than $30 on coffee for the week or going out to McDonald's for one day. So what's a purchase of a $30 camera? Lo and behold, I tested every camera I could beforehand. Some of them I didn't because I didn't have batteries for and I wasn't going to go out and get batteries. But for the ones I did have batteries for, I checked them. Out of all 5 AE1s, I think 2 of them did not fire, and it could have been the battery, it could have been some other issue. I didn't really go into it to test it. Speaking of those, I have a box of these here right now. And in this box, if you guys can see, in this box is a Canon F1. I have a Canon F1. There is an AE1 program in here. There's another AE1 program in here. I have a glorious OM10 in here, and this thing is, I'm talking mint, right? There is another Canon AE1 program in here, and then the one that I actually kept for myself was this glorious Canon F1, was it the Lake Placid 1980 Olympics model? I did, however, decide that this one was gonna be for me. I decided that I was going to keep this camera even though I already have a Canon F1. It is, I'm talking about in glorious condition, right? Has the Canon marked eye cup on there. Lake Placid has I put this 24 millimeter on there. Is it 24? It's a 28, I lied. I put this 28 on there. And I mean, listen to this. Y'all hear that? This thing is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Well, not to prolong story time, but I went to Twitter and I posted this. And it went crazy. Absolutely blew up. I mean, I had 250 DMs in the first 30 minutes that I posted it, and everybody wanted a camera for $30, right? Obviously with shipping, I think I ended up pricing them at like $50 for me to buy a box, take it to the post office, pack it, bubble wrap it, just make sure that the camera was in decent condition when it got to where it was going, right? But $50 for a camera is a steal. Now, would I do this again? I'll be honest with you, probably not. It was a hassle. It ended up being fake accounts like this one, and they started pretending to be me and trying to get people to DM them and scam them out of 30 bucks. And it was a headache. And it's funny because you end up doing something nice or attempting to do something nice for the community, and it turns into being much more than you bargained for. Now, I wouldn't take it away because I love the opportunity to give back. People say a lot of things about me, that I'm arrogant or I'm an asshole, whatever you want to say, but I always do what I can for the community, and I will always continue to do what I can for the community. And for me, that's where the joy entails. I love film photography, and if I can help someone else get closer to their goal in film photography, I'll do the best that I can, right? Well, update on the story. Yesterday, day before yesterday, I went to my local film store because they were giving away some like stands, some Canon stands, Nikon stands, like display stands for your cameras. Since I had picked up this beautiful F1, I was gonna get me a stand for it. And they were just giving them away $1, $2, whatever. They were just giving them. I was like, sweet, I'll swing by and grab one. Well, lo and behold, I walk in the camera store and my buddy goes, hey man, before I put this out, are you interested in it? I said, what are we talking about? He walks from behind the counter with a box of Nikons. Here's the picture. And then he says, I have no idea what they look like or what they work, or if they work, but feel free to take them if you want them. And lo and behold, I got a box of Nikons. A box of Nikons. Now, I have wanted a Nikon F3 for as long as I can remember. And in this box, there was a Nikon F, right? There is a Nikon F2. It's a Nikon F and a Nikon F2. And there's a Nikon F3. And boy, when I say this thing is glorious, it's glorious. There's also, this one's actually kind of dirty, but there is a Nikon F4, right? Big body, a big chunky boy, right? This is a big chunky boy, but she's in here. And then lastly, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a better Nikon F5 in my life. This thing is absolutely mint. I'm talking a absolute perfect camera. This is Nikon F5. Now don't get me wrong, this thing is chunky. This is a chunky boy camera. I mean, you can beat somebody in the head with it if you wanted to commit assault, but this thing is fancy. It's nice. Listen, I've always had this gripe with automatic film cameras and the idea that it takes you out of the element for shooting film, but I promise you, this thing is as close to a DSLR. It's funny, it's an SLR, but it comes with all the glorious functions of a digital SLR in a film package. I don't think you can find a better camera for just wanting to not think and make photos. This thing is amazing. But long story short, I have a box of every single Nikon F series except the F100 and the F6, which I don't necessarily care for because the F6 is really expensive. But that is how my day went yesterday. Now, will I get rid of these Nikons? Probably. I'm not gonna sell them for 30 bucks, I won't lie to you. I really wanna sell them as a bundle to somebody that's gonna like maybe put them on their shelf or keep them as a collection. I myself thought maybe I would do that I would just put them on a collection shelf and just have them as like look pieces. I probably won't do that. I don't see myself really just holding on to stuff just collecting space. I think as of right now, I have probably 14 film cameras or 35mm SLRs sitting around here. And that's way more than the average person really needs. So I will end up keeping this F3 and I will probably just get the rest of them out to somebody else that wants a bundle. What do you guys think? You think this was a W? Did I win? Was it a good buy? Did I get a good pickup? Should I keep doing good things for the film community if I come across it? I definitely don't want to get taken advantage of. Let me tell you, I had one tweet that said, oh man, you're not even giving anybody lenses. Like, I'm giving $30 cameras away. I'm sorry I don't have a lens to give it with you, bro. Go on eBay, find you a 50mm for 30 bucks. For less than $90, you got a full 35mm SLR setup. Come on, man. I can only do so much. But I appreciate you for coming to my story time, kicking it with me. This was fun. I like doing stuff like this. I like coming across random finds that actually mean something and not somebody just jacking it up on eBay for the highest price they can probably get for it. That will not be me. But I will keep you guys updated on this journey. Thank you for kicking it. As always, I appreciate you. I love you guys for being here. Hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment. Let's talk about it. Until next time, be easy, guys.